students, welcome back to mathsy.com. This is your Joycey ma'am. Today we are going to learn the chapter Quadratic Equation, Class 10 Math, Ncert. Are you all ready? Shall we start? Here we go. Quadratic Equation. Children, what we are going to learn in this chapter is, first, how do we frame the quadratic equation? In what type of situations we will frame this quadratic equation so that to find the solution for that situation. Math is nothing but finding the solution for every problem, that you know it. Now, I'll give you the situation. The situations are, you have studied if two statements are given, and in those two statements, one is unknown, that means totally two unknowns are there. So what would you do? The first statement, you will start framing an equation. That is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. The second statement also, you will start framing an equation. a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. But in this situation, both the values are unknown, that is x and y are unknown. So you will understand by learning this pair of linear equation, when there are two statements are given, that is two conditions are given, and two unknown values are also asked to find. That time I have to frame the pair of linear equations. Then after solving the pair of linear equation by substitution method or elimination method, you can get the values for x and y. But now the situation is different. You should know in which situation and which type of equations I can frame it, so that I can solve that equation for that particular situation to get my solution. This is what the math student must think of. Now the situation is, suppose when you are given the statement, one is defined in terms of the other. For example, I'll give you, there is a hall which is of area 300 meters square, and this is breadth and this is length. So it is a rectangle area, carpet area, and I am given the area is equal to this much. But now the length is defined as, length is 1 more than twice its breadth. So length is defined 1 more than twice its breadth. That means I do not know what is breadth also. So in math, you must be knowing by studying all these days what is unknown, that you will take it as x in math always. So I do not know breadth, so I will take this breadth as x, not length as x. Why? Because length is defined in terms of breadth. Now, how it is defined? Length is defined as 1 more than. You must be knowing 1 more than means it is plus 1. And twice its breadth. That means twice the breadth means it is 2x. So my length becomes 2x plus 1. Now, you are given the condition, the area is equal to 300 meters square. You know the length and breadth multiplication, the product is nothing but the area, that is L into B is equal to area of a rectangular carpet. Now I know that is L is 2x plus 1 and the breadth is x, that is equal to area. Now I am going to multiply, that is 2x square plus x, that is given as 300 meters square. Now you must understand that I have the condition such that one is defined in terms of the other, and one more condition is given such that when I find the product of these two unknown values, I find the given situation to be satisfied, given condition to be satisfied. So there will be sometimes two statements, but these two statements are interrelated in such a way that they are related to the common condition. Then we will have this quadratic equation to be framed. So I know 2x square plus x is equal to 300. Now you must be understanding that when I get the product of this unknown values, I find the condition to be satisfied. In this type of situation, I have to frame quadratic equation. So what is a quadratic equation? Now I understood 2x square plus x is equal to 300. How do I write it? That is 2x square plus x minus 300 is equal to 0. This is my specific quadratic equation for this given situation. Now why do we frame this quadratic equation? What is the use now? I'm given a problem. That means I have to find a solution. That is what nothing but math is. I have to find a solution for a given problem. So if you understand for this situation, this is the equation to be framed. For me, it is easier to find the solution. Now you know what is quadratic equation. The quadratic equation, the rest what you are going to study in this chapter is after framing this equation, how do we solve this equation? So the second concept is how do I solve the equation? Now there are three methods of solving this equation. One is splitting the middle term, or the second one is completing the square method, and the third method is quadratic formulae method. Now I understood any one of the methods can be used to solve this quadratic equation, as you had it in your pair of linear equation, elimination method, substitution method. Earlier we had it cross multiplication method. Any one of the methods can be used to solve these pair of linear equation. Likewise, we can use any of these methods to solve this quadratic equation. Now, your completing square method is recently deleted in your rationalized book. So we are going to concentrate on splitting the middle term method and quadratic formulae method. So how to use that quadratic formulae method, then how to solve, how to get my roots. Roots means nothing but a solution. So how to get my solution for my quadratic equation, and then what type of solution are these? That is, what would be the nature of this solution? That is what with the last concept that what we are going to study in this chapter. That is, in which situation I have to frame the quadratic equation. The second one, in what methods and all I can solve this quadratic equation, and by using these methods, how to solve this quadratic equation. And then fourth one, after solving, how can I say that the nature of the solution? What would be the nature of the solution? These are the four things. This is our agenda to study under this chapter, quadratic equation. Hope everyone understood what am I trying to teach you in this chapter today. So everyone must have understood the situation. Now we go for some question. Before that, I want to tell you what would be the quadratic equation, the form takes place, how the form of a quadratic equation. I told you the pair of linear equation. You know that the general form of a pair of linear equation is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. That is the general form of a linear equation. Now, how the quadratic equation, the general form? You could see that quadratic equation general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. That is, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are the real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. That means what? If a becomes 0, the whole terms becomes 0. That means the highest power of the variable in